Oh, it's fun, crazy. It's painful, but it's wonderful. What is the name?
It's Reusse Unchained.
Well, Pat, you want to talk about the Bears or the boat?
That's right. That's right. Well, 100 years ago, when I was up at St. Cloud, we had a Brainerd sports writer. They were playing Crosby Ironton in the to go to the state tournament or something, and they threw the tip up. Brainerd scored, but then they said the clock wasn't ready, so they threw the tip up again. And Crosby Ironton beat them 85-45 or something. And the Brainerd sports writer said their momentum was taken away at this by that. And I was thinking Isaiah Rogers is that's our momentum was taken away when they reversed that call, and
Yeah.
we never quite recovered from
I
that.
mean, you could argue that the Vikings' first offensive play of the game, in which Carson Wentz has 3 different shoulder braces on, and Aaron Jones is back, and we're dropping back to pass. Here we go. It's Thursday Night Football. Aaron Jones wide open in the flat, and Wentz misses him by 4 yards. The ball rolls out of bounds.
Yes,
All right.
it was. But what's the stat? I heard it and I didn't write it down. When's the last time the opposition didn't punt? It was it was quite some quite some time ago, right? 9 years or something. I don't know what it was, but
Against the Vikings? Yeah.
yeah, the Vikings never forced a punt in a game, which is very unusual. That doesn't happen too often. But it was a horrible performance, and Carson, I kind of felt sorry for him. He is he a dramatist, or was he that bad? Was he hurt that bad?
I think he was in pain.
I think his left shoulder is a complete mess, and he kept getting hit. O'Connell said that he didn't want to subject Max Brosmer to that, but it's like at some point in time, don't you have to just say, you know what, Max, go hand off. We're going to end this game.
And why are we worried about sacrificing Max Brosmer? He's an undrafted free agent who would turn somersaults for the opportunity to go out there and get hit. Bring him on. Let's go. But it was awful, and you can't play though with that offense. You can't play without an offensive line. First of all, on offense, it was a rerun of the Rams game, wasn't it? Last year, the playoff game, as far as the pressure was concerned. Yeah, it was the same. I mean, it was here they came. It was unbelievable, and a defensive line that hadn't done anything for the Chargers too. But it was quite the folly, to say the least.
Yeah, that was. By the way, I'm just going through some of the tweets from last night too. People are still talking about Kirk Herbstreit went on this. I don't know if you had the broadcast tuned up late in the game, but when Carson Wentz was distraught, he's in excruciating pain. He kind of threw his helmet, and he's just having a moment on the bench. And Kirk Herbstreit for like 2 minutes just starts ripping him for. As a leader of a franchise, you can't be showing emotion like this. And it's like,
I don't know. He was trying to say something controversial. I don't know. I don't know what it was. Or maybe he works for the Fargo Forum in the offside, because they're not big fans of Carson Wentz either up there. So, in fact, I was taunting my Fargo friends about, you should write something nice about Carson here, about how courageous he was, and they were kind of enjoying it. So, but I don't know. It's how did the defense get ripped up like that? With the running game. I mean, 200 and some yards by guys we never heard of.
Third string running back, Pat.
Yeah, and
that's their third string guy.
Yes, and he was unstoppable. But Brian Flores is. We always thought we had Brian Flores' defense. Now we got to speculate about that too, right?
It's bad.
And Pat, that's two games so far within 7 games in which the opponent has rushed for more than 200 yards.
Really?
The Falcons did it in week 2.
Yeah, the Falcons. We thought that was some kind of a fluke, but I don't know. What do you do now? Detroit, you got a long wait for Detroit, but Detroit's got the whole week off.
They got to
If
buy. Yeah.
and if Detroit gets their secondary back or any of their secondary back, that going that could not be good. That could be not be good too. That one. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I thought. What was your? I watched the show. I watched the show for a while. What was your favorite call of the evening? Who was the most distraught among all your
Well, it's funny.
Vikings
There was a
callers
guy.
last?
Sometimes guys, they sit there for like an hour and a half waiting to get on. And the
Mhm.
last caller of the night, after 2 hours, it was his first time ever being on, and he had the most pronounced Minnesota outstate accent. Oh, yeah, oh, yo,
I
I'm
was
on,
Canadian for a
yeah,
second.
yeah. It was up there. And he basically said that, and he went into it a little bit. He ripped the team, but he said an hour ago, I was going to tear this entire, I was going to burn the whole building down. But I've been sitting here for an hour and I've thought about it now, and he's smoking my cigar, hanging out. There
I
are
kind
some
of
people
like.
that want Kevin O'Connell to be held to the fire a little bit more
I
aggressively.
I kind of like the pull tab guy, like your second
Yeah.
caller, who came out with something positive right off the bat. That was quite a stretch, to say the least.
Unbeknownst though to him, when Phil went to him, I was very disappointed. The guy is at the bar, and what we hear is, "I'll take a water.
He needed one. He
Water.
needed one.
I'll take a
Oh,
water." Like he was dialing it back. It's like after that game, you can just keep drinking beer,
yeah.
dude. Just don't drive home.
Yeah, it was really. I mean, it was stunningly bad. And the other
Yeah.
thing is, the Chargers quarterback is not exactly famous for his scrambling either, is he? And every time he took
He's
off, he made
sneaky.
12
He's
yards.
sneak.
He's
He's a
okay.
big dude, but he's one of the sneakier athletes I feel like in football these days.
Yeah. Well, it will be interesting to see what the postmortem is out there, but they gotta. What if they don't have these two tackles? What are they gonna do
Well, the
without?
Darisaw thing is weird because
Oh
he's
yeah.
kind of it's like game to game, and so he's pulled himself out of 2 games now in the last month.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't this a meniscus? Wasn't a? Was this
ACL,
what?
MCL.
Oh, it was
And
ACL. Okay.
O'Connell made a strange reference in his post game about you. I'm not going to go into detail, as if it was worse than that
Wow. Well, if it is, then I mean, the surgery was halfway through last year, though, right? Didn't he miss the
this time.
second half, and
It was a
and
year ago.
then and then the fact that it's still not working well is
Yeah,
I mean, I keep saying when he's healthy, he's their second best player, but that certainly wouldn't have made all the difference in the world. But who do they end up having on that offensive line when the night's over? Who do they end up having? Who are these guys?
yeah. You
Just
got
Justin
school.
School is
He's a
bad.
veteran. He's a veteran who's been
Yeah.
was it San Francisco and
Tampa. Tampa
Well,
Tampa.
they
Buccaneers.
run by him rather regularly, and then
Walter
then
Rouse
there's
was a draft pick last year,
yeah,
two
he's
years
not
ago last
supposed
year.
to be playing for about 3 years, right? Maybe development wise, the center is it the center is the guy who was never a center? Is that right?
Yeah, that's true.
He's the center, and I mean it's what was the Zimmer team? Was it like his second team, the second team he had out there, that all of a sudden they were bringing in these
Jake
offensive
Long.
tackles, Jake Long and those guys who are absolutely. This is remindful of that you're just taking guys off the street and,
Yep.
and putting them out there and trying to block, and it's not gonna work. What's the race? What's veteran scribe Ricey always say? Tell me how many guys gonna get hurt, and I'll tell you what kind of season you're gonna have in the NFL.
Yeah.
Last year, what they lose? Two guys, right? Dersau and
Cashman.
another Cashman, and Cashman only for a short time,
Yeah.
and they end up going 14-3.
Yeah.
And this year they're losing dozens of them. But the defense is, I think. Do you think the defensive effort is more surprising than the offensive
Yes.
effort right now? Because they're pretty
Absolutely.
healthy. They're fairly
Yeah.
healthy, right?
But Pat, the thing is with the injuries in this league as a whole, where I will
Oh
give
yeah,
teams credit is like San Francisco is decimated,
yeah.
and they continue to win. So like
What?
that's the thing is how do you adapt to what can you change to give your team the best opportunity when you are at a deficit because you've got five guys out.
Yeah. The other thing is, what do you think's going on? Is it the viciousness, the speed at which these guys are hitting each other now, or is the MRI are the MRI machines better than ever? Why is half the league injured? It's I mean that's they're doing everything they can, including the stupidest kickoff thing I've ever seen in my life, to prevent injuries. And the harder they work to prevent injuries, the more injuries there are. So it's I don't know. Maybe the game has just gotten too vicious. I don't know. The hitting, the speed at which they're hitting each other might just have reached that point where there's the
Yeah.
human body can't take it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's a lot. Even with like limiting the head hits and some of the real vicious blindside stuff, they're also faster, stronger. They're playing more games, so there's more opportunities for injuries. Yeah,
Hey,
it's
so what happened to the savior Mason? Is he banged up too? Is he hurt? Because
no. He just
he was
Aaron
running.
Jones came back, and they only ran the ball 11 times
Yeah.
total last night.
But I
So
know, but like for 3 weeks, this guy looked like the bull of an unstoppable force, and now he's, if he's lucky, he makes 2 yards. So what happened to him? Is that again the blocking? I suppose, but he's he hasn't broken a tackle for 3 weeks after being the monster there for the
It's lack of
early in the
carries though
season.
too. Like they
Yeah, it
just
is too.
abandoned they fell behind and abandoned the run completely last
Yeah,
night. So
yeah, that is O'Connell's instinct, isn't it?
yes.
When in doubt, forget trying to run the ball and take
Yes.
some clock off. But what a beating! And I don't. Beyond that, I don't know what to say. You know.
yeah.
Hey, Chauncey Billups. Chauncey
Yes.
Billups,
Is
your thoughts on a tough loss to the Wolves? I think it was tough. I'm not sure,
yes.
but then
You
the
think he
the
might have been? You think he might have been distracted, knowing that the indictment was coming down,
Well, at one point
Chauncey?
in one of his, I don't know if it was the pregame or the postgame, but he did say, "Let the chips fall where they may."
well,
Hey,
Yeah.
what was his deal? Didn't he have a deal that he had to come back from involving a lady
yeah,
last?
in Boston.
Yeah, in yeah,
In
and
the
then
90s, but then it was but then there was a so when he got hired by the Trailblazers,
yes,
the thing in
that came out.
Boston came out and there was some questions about I think there was a question initially if he would get the job he did.
So Phil, you're a poker expert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you realize that they
Need those
had these
glasses.
machines to read cards now and
Oh yeah. Well,
everything?
there's a lot of this is why, man. Unless like just go to a casino and play, man. Like if there's some of these like private games
Mhm.
and the amount of technology that now exists in small cameras. So apparently, just going through the U.S. Attorney's press conference notes, they had at these poker games, and I don't know what role Chauncey Billups supposedly played, but certain players at the table were able to have these special glasses, and there was ways that they were marking the back of certain cards that if you were wearing the glasses, you could see that like, oh, that card is marked, it must be an ace, et cetera, et cetera. And they had
Chauncey,
like hidden cameras underneath the felt that saw like when
X-ray
someone,
tables.
yeah, it's
yeah.
crazy.
And supposedly, one guy lost 1.8 million, and he refused to pay, and because he figured something was up.
Yeah.
And the fellas that the guys who used to run boxing in the 1950s are now running poker,
The mob's
and
back.
the mob told them to pay up or face the consequences. So it's
Man, there was a
can't.
big scandal, like, I think it was maybe 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. There was one of the big things in poker now is with YouTube being so big, there's a couple
Yeah.
different live streamed cash games that get big
Wow.
audiences where people are like sitting there with $250,000 on the table and they're playing nosebleeds level high stakes. and there was a hand in one of these games. There was a woman at the table against one of the best players in the world, and the woman was a little bit anonymous. Like, no one really knew kind of what her background is. She's been around poker a little bit. And to sum it up for you, they get into this huge pot. And by the way, the audience can see, because there's like a production crew, the audience can see the hole cards, and it's on a delay on the feed. And this guy was bluffing, and she called him on the last street with also nothing, a jack high. So in poker, there's like a bajillion made hands that you can win with, from royal flush down to flush straight, a pair of any kind. And if nobody has a pair, ace high can win, king high can win, queen high, but like usually you're never calling with any of those unless you have an ace high and you're really sure. She called him with jack high, and he was like, what? Like, what? There's no possible way that you could have made that call knowing I had a 10 high or worse bluff. And it launched this huge thing for months in the poker world. So there's stuff happening.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't, it's phenomenal that Chauncey would, but supposedly Chauncey was there to give it credibility. That
Yes.
if Chauncey's playing, then it's got to be on the up and up and stuff like that. And
So
I tell you though, fellas, this is just the start with the betting. And we by the way, the NCAA just approved allowing college administrators and the like to bet on sports, right? And they're basically allowing everyone to bet. The ads are FanDuel and everything. This is gonna be, there's gonna be constant scandals in because of what's going on now, right?
yeah, and so with the indictments, or with the charges that came out yesterday, Chauncey and then Terry Rozier, who was with the Heat.
And the Terry Rozier stuff was out in 2020.
But did you see
2023, right?
Yes. But so Brian Windhorst on ESPN said yesterday that Rozier was supposedly hurt last March, right?
Yes.
It turns out that the league was tipped off to what he was doing, and there was concern. So the league just basically told his team he's hurt, he can't play. Yeah. So they suspended him for, like, this is all the stuff.
Yes, but that was out though. That wasn't just now. We knew that in 23.
But all of the stuff,
the stories were out there.
But all of the stuff now behind the scenes and the proprietary information, and I think with Billups especially, I think that they are going to try to get him to flip, right? Because he knows who's really involved and can testify against him, and that's where the real question is because if you flip on the mob and you get probation, good luck.
Yeah, but what's proprietary too is some guy sitting in some guy going out for dinner at night and talking to somebody and said, "Yeah, LeBron's not going to play tomorrow night, and he's a teammate." Is that
the one guy texted him? The guy. It was the Bucks against the Lakers, and one guy texted I don't know, mob source or something, and said, "Put everything you got because LeBron's not playing."
If you say that, okay, but if it's casual conversation that somebody's hurt, I don't know what it is, but. When you're letting people bet on the individual performance, which is Rozier did, he just said I pulled a hammy, but 9 minutes into the game, sorry. And, when you're letting them do that, then you're opening yourself up to incredible things. And, this is not the end of it. Plus it's nothing easier than in basketball to do it, right?
Oh my God! I think it's
points,
And I think it's Rozier. I saw some videos floating around social media from a couple of years ago where it was either Rozier or one of the other guys in question, where it's just the most ridiculous turnovers you've ever seen. Or he's in the half court and he picks up his dribble and just like throws the ball out of bounds.
And this guy is making 26 mil. a
Yeah,
year.
that's
Well, how did he get that big a contract? He
well,
wasn't that
dude.
good a
It's
player.
the
I
NBA.
mean, everyone gets a contract like that in the NBA. That's the thing. The NBA. This is the beauty of the NBA. So the team valuations just came out for the NBA earlier this week, Sportico, and the top NBA team, the Warriors, are worth more than the Dallas Cowboys, and the Timberwolves are worth $4.5 billion. The Vikings are 5. So
Hmm.
NBA team valuations and even revenue with their TV deals are pretty equal to the NFL, but there's only 15 guys on a roster compared to 53
Yes.
and practice squads. So the amount of money that trickles into those, you get these bench players are making $12 million to do nothing in the
You
NBA.
know
It's
what it
crazy.
is too? It's easy to miss a shot.
It
It's
is,
easy to
and to
miss a
make it look
shot.
pretty close,
Yeah, yeah.
Except for the clip that Phil's talking about, at which
Yeah.
point
Oh
Oh,
Reusse here
yeah.
God.
is just like, he's
Well,
like
that's
literally like with a basketball, he's
that's
like
the
swinging it
trouble.
around.
That's the trouble with the guys not good at absolutely looking terrible. You gotta look like it. Oh, I just missed that one. Not like
Yeah.
I think I'll
But you're
throw it.
right. Player props. I mean, that is just Pandora's
Oh God,
box.
it's
You're right
terrible.
about that.
the next the next pitch. The I mean, Emmanuel. Here's the thing that's
Yeah.
really been under publicized. The Emmanuel Clase. This guy is one of the top 3 relievers in baseball, and all of a sudden his locker's cleaned out, and we never
Yeah.
hear another word about it. This
Just spiking
scandal
a
is
breaking ball to
this
start the game.
scandal.
Oh, man, hands a little
This
slippery.
this this NBA scandal with the feds is no worse than that one. It's
Yeah.
no where are they
No.
on the Class A thing? What who's making money there?
Yeah,
It's
because that is something like Chauncey Billups involved in a poker game is
yes.
kind of a. But you're right. One of the best pitchers in baseball, who comes in to start the inning and just like sails a fastball to the
Yeah,
backstop to
right.
make sure that it looks like it's a ball on the first
Ball,
pitch.
yeah, and then they
100 grand.
and then they look and they see that like 100,000 has been bet on the first pitch, and
Right.
they
By
do
like eight
have to,
people, Pat.
huh?
By like 8, like
Yeah,
they flag these because there's like 20
yes,
people that run in. They're like
all
100 grand, 10 grand, 20
all of
grand.
a
Like,
sudden,
what?
yeah, they're so stupid,
On a pitch?
Yeah, and there is this. I don't even know. Do all the sports leagues use the same people who are looking for bets? That don't fit the, that are just out of the ordinary. Is there just one group that does that? Because the baseball they got flagged by baseball,
Yeah.
and they must have went to those 2 guys and said, "What's this?" And they packed up and left. They didn't want to tell anybody. It's Class A is probably back in the homeland. Where's he from? I'm not sure
But
where
then,
he's
like
from.
Phil said, though, instead of and I mean, these are big league pitchers. They can pinpoint things, right? Instead of
Yeah.
coming in and missing by just a tick,
Yeah, that's right.
he's like
Yeah.
throwing a
Yeah,
ball
yeah. Well,
so far
you got to
outside.
miss by a foot to make
It's
sure
like a
the
pitch
guy
out.
does. You got to miss by a foot to make it the guy not swing
Yeah,
for sure. But you shouldn't throw it up against the backstop like 12 feet high. God, they're
just a bit
stupid. They're
outside. Yeah.
stupid. But
Oh
it's
god.
you know this world that we have opened up with betting, and it keeps getting more open and open. And meanwhile, ESPN is talking about this horrendous scandal, and the next ad is from FanDuel. you know,
Or
You
their
know what
own
they
betting service.
you know what they did yesterday when that story broke on Get Up with Mike Greenberg? Awful announcing or somebody grabbed it. So they were talking about it for maybe 30 seconds, and then that bottom scroll with all the different news and info is an ESPN Bet branded bottom scroll. They just faded it down and out for
it's
the remainder of the
unbelievable.
just
It's unbelievable.
just slide out of here.
Yeah, yes. And if you too want to enjoy this call, if you too want to bet on fixed sports, go to FanDuel. Come on, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, there was
Oh,
someone sent me a screenshot too, because on Twitter, they're serving you like every 5 posts, there's like an ad or something
yeah.
when you're
Oh
scrolling
God,
through.
yes.
And it was breaking news from Shams Karanya or whatever.
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups rested, and the sponsored post right below it was FanDuel.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's incredible. I heard Shams on the other day on it, and he looked he looked very uncomfortable
Yeah.
talking about
I
Oh
this.
saw
my God! Well, he
He
works
didn't.
he did FanDuel Network stuff for years before he
Yeah,
joined ESPN.
yeah, he
So
does not want to burn his sources or burn his thing or maybe his friends. I don't know, but he was very uncomfortable talking about this whole thing.
Well,
So
I mean, if we dig deep down, can you imagine? I mean, I think NBA wise, this has the potential to be the biggest mark against it since the drug scandals of the '70s.
yeah, oh yeah, if it
If it
yeah
continues,
if it continues
they don't want to turn over rocks,
and
Pat.
Trump hates the NBA, right? He's got an old grudge with the NBA, so he's got this idiot Patel acting like this was his deal and it really wasn't. But but Trump was. I was seeing something from 2000. Oh, Steph Curry wouldn't go to they wouldn't go to the White House
Oh, and the one, yep.
2020. He's still bitter about that whole thing. So, there are some indications that this man will carry a grudge.
just a couple, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
how about players don't bet on props that they have,
yes,
and then we won't have a problem.
yes, that's true. That is true. But uh, you think you can? You know what we know is this: no matter how much money these guys got,
Yeah, it goes for one.
they want some on the side that the companion never learns. You got to have that side cash. If you got a chance to pick up a quick, you know, some honey buns. If you got the honey buns, like James Harden goes to the birthday party and gives somebody 100 honey buns, which is like $10,000 or something. If you want a few honey
Pat,
buns that the honey doesn't know about, you're gonna
that's what
miss
you
a
need,
shot.
Royce. Some honey
Huh?
buns.
Honey buns. Just a couple of honey buns. I'll take those. So anyway,
All right.
Amazing.
it's
All
a
right, well,
fantastic night in sports, and our Vikings. Wow, it's it's really good for Purple Daily, though. I'll say that.
it was
You know what you want: greatness or ineptitude. One of the two. That's the good thing
ineptitude
about
in
it.
small doses before it
Yes.
turns to apathy.
Yes,
Amen.
that's true.
But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that can happen. You could end up like the end of the Zim era when nobody gave a damn. So
Or the Twins. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Well, that doesn't even count. So all
All right,
right.
Pat.
See
Enjoy
ya.
your sports
Goodbye.
weekend, and we'll see you
Yes.
next week. Royce
Goodbye. Oh,
Unchained.
by the way, I got to tell you, I'm going to the St. John's Carlton football game on Saturday. The Carlton, they got the quarterback with the lymphoma who's doing it. I looked it up. Carlton and St. John's have played 47 times. Carlton's record is 0 and 47. So
Oh man,
All right.
what would the
this would
line
be an
be on the?
upset. This would
Okay.
be an upset. So, all right.
All
And
right, Pat.
now, in fact, if they win, we might have to wonder if the fix was in or not. So, all right.
There he is, Royce
See ya.
Unchained. Always on the up and up on Royce
Yeah.
Unchained. See you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.